who peacefully transitioned from this world to meet his Maker on Sunday, August the 26th, 2012, around 9:25 p.m. at the SMMC. Dad was also affectionately known to the family as Papa Lucy, Dad, and to his radio amateur friends as PJ7VP, or Very Peaceful. He was born on February the 25th, 1929, on the island of St. Lucia. He grew up on the island of Barbados, and during his late teens, he fathered his firstborn daughter, Uterus. I am Uterus. He later got married on the island and fathered 3 sons, David Jr., James, who is now deceased, and Gregory. Dad was well-traveled, working as a seaman on several ships back in his young days. After some years, his marriage dissolved in Barbados. As a seaman, he continued sailing then and ended up in Curacao, where he worked for some time.
He later moved to the island of Aruba, and as a bachelor he fathered his second daughter, Velma. He later fell in love and married his soulmate, Eula Canelita. Their marriage produced his last 2 daughters, Maarten and Catherine Lane. David and Eula will have celebrated their 54th wedding anniversary next October the 1st, which is next 2 months from now. The strong bond between this couple could be compared to 2 peas coming out of the same pod. And in the last few years up to his passing, this loving bond between these 2 became even stronger. Papa was a former employee of the Lago on Aruba and also the Aruba Chemical Industries. On the island of Aruba, he also studied and became a well-known dental technician. In 1996, he took his family on a vacation to the island of St. Maarten for the first time. He fell in love with the island, and so much that the following year he decided to migrate with his family to St. Maarten. On St. Maarten he worked as a taxi driver. Thereafter he worked for the island government in the function of a school concierge of the John Laramie School, known to us now as the Prince William Alexander School for Special Education Needs. He retired from this function at the age of 63 and continued to practice his dental technician work and was well known on the islands and also the neighboring islands for his excellent dentures. All during his illness, people would still come to the house looking for this gentleman who makes the teeth.
After the passing of Hurricane Earl on September the 30th, Papa suffered a massive stroke at his home in Cay Bay. And shortly after he was admitted at the Maarten Medical Center, he suffered a second stroke, which crippled his body and took away his vision. He was transferred from the Maarten Medical Center to the Maarten home after a brief period for therapy and care. After spending 1 month at this facility, he returned to his home in Cay Bay, where he was happily cared for among his family and the White and Yellow Cross district nurses, along with periodic visits by his family doctor and therapists. The months that followed were very difficult for him because he coped with the fact of going from being a healthy and active man in the community to living in such a physically deteriorated condition, dependent on others to care for him. It was never his wish. The months, while many of his friends and family and Christian family would often visit him at his home, many others were saddened to see him under these conditions and preferred to stay away. Remember him as he was before the stroke attacks. Many people will remember my father as the gentleman standing by the fence at the bottom of the hill of Cay Bay. When it was mango season, he would stop the people passing by and give them a bag of mangoes from the tree in the yard, or bananas, or plantains, or whatever he had in his garden. was sharing fruit, but don't you dare enter the yard and take without asking, because he would take them from you and give them to someone else. He was a man of principle, high standards, and values, and he took great pride in them. While the family mourns the loss of a great man that always tried to teach others or help out with benevolence, we are happy that he is finally out of his suffering on this earth and has gone home to meet his long-serving Lord with a new immortal body.